76% of all the money that goes into the crypto market obviously goes into the top 10, and which is why it's always a major factor to kind of be in there. And if you watch my channel, you'll know that I speak on institutional money and how they can sway the cycles and why it's very important to get in before they do and to pull out before they do if you're looking to take profits on the short term. This is why 76% of all the money, whether that's institution or retail, is invested in the top 10. Welcome back, YouTube. So over the last few days, I've been making some videos with some catalysts for the end of 2021 and also 2022. But because I believe that crypto and most investments best perform in long term, I kind of wanted to give like a catalyst over the next 10 years to give you an idea of how I look at the market and the ways that I believe that it can expand. So I'm going to call this discussion the 10-10-10, which is going to be the top 10 cryptocurrencies at a crypto market cap of $10 trillion over the next 10 years. Now, when I pulled this information, the market cap total was around 2.57 trillion, which even at that level is still a decline from where we were when it was 3.3 trillion just a little over a week ago. The numbers that I found were shocking, but not overall. I wasn't surprised because being in the top 10 as far as for in the crypto market is a really big deal. And I know some people like to discredit like some of like meme coins or whatever the case may be. But when it comes down to market cap and overall positioning of the market, it's a really big deal. With that being said, the top 10 cryptos are worth roughly 76.2% of the entire crypto market. And that's, of course, with Bitcoin leading the way, being worth a whopping 39% of the entire crypto market. So I'm going to give you the numbers 1 through 10, and then also give you the multiplying factors that I use to come up with these numbers, and also give you the projection if they simply held their position over the next 10 years. Now, of course, I know this is no indicator as far as for these currencies or these cryptos holding their position over the next decade. We do know that rising tides do raise all boats, but as we know, when it comes to crypto and different catalysts, not all of the money that is injected equally. So, of course, these positions are going to change over the next 10 years. Some money is going to be allocated more heavily toward other sources than some of the other ones on the lower end of the top 10, of course. But this is just an indicator to let you know that overall, as far as for how the market is expanding, and simply if the coins held their position over the next decade, the multiplying factor that we can come up with. Now, at a 2.57 trillion evaluation, to get to 10 trillion, we're looking at a multiplying factor of around 3.89. And so we would take the 3.89 and multiply that by their current prices. I'll get to that a little later in the video, but I want to break down the percentages that the top 10 crypto hold of the crypto market right now. And as I said, I have them written down here. Bitcoin is at 39%, Ethereum at 19.88%, Binance Coin 3.96%, Tether 2.8%, Solana 2.45%, ADA 2.17%, XRP 1.91%, Polkadot 1.47%, USD 1.44%, and Dogecoin at 1.12%. So again, we know that 76% of all the money that goes into the crypto market obviously goes into the top 10, and which is why it's always a major factor to kind of be in there. And if you watch my channel, you'll know that I speak on institutional money and how they can sway the cycles and why it's very important to get in before they do and to pull out before they do if you're looking to take profits on the short term. This is why 76% of all the money, whether that's institution or retail, is invested in the top 10. So I don't know how many other cryptocurrencies there are. I know there's new ones popping up like every day. That 23.8% is amongst all the other cryptocurrencies. So if you're in the top 10, don't let the media fool you. Don't let the different catalysts or YouTubers fool you. If you're in the top 10, it is a really, really big deal. And if you're wondering how I got those percentages, I just took the current market cap of the different coins and divided that into the overall total market cap, and that'll give you those percentages. So now, of course, we'd be looking at a multiplying factor of 3.89, and this will give you these numbers over the next 10 years if they simply held the amount of allocation, if they simply held their position based off of the finances that are being allocated to the top 10 as of right now. That is Bitcoin at 210,000, Ethereum at 16,000, Dogecoin at 85.58 cents, Binance Coin 2,302, Solana 774, Cardano $6.10, XRP 373, Polkadot 138. There's a couple more that I think like Tether, but you get the point. The multiplying factor is 3.89, and this will give you pretty much closer to a 4x return on your money. And this is without any catalyst, without any attaching of currencies to any of the cryptocurrencies, attaching of paper currencies to any of the cryptocurrencies, without any countries interference. This is without the Fed's interference. This is without a Fed coin. This is without any of the major catalysts that we know, which I personally believe are only going to propel these cryptocurrencies, especially like the ones that have that's like Dogecoin, who isn't necessarily based off of scarcity value, but has integration catalysts coming up. I believe that this is going to play a major role over the next decade. And, some of these positions here, we can look back on this video a while from now and look at the numbers that just were put out. But some of these positions, some of these coins aren't going to hit these numbers. And for some of these coins, these numbers are going to be low because they're going to blow past them. And this just comes down to allocation and doing your research and deciding which ones that you want to invest in. Personally, I've said it multiple times, the ones that I believe in, of course, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, like I believe in those coins long term, and they're some of my favorite. And those are some of the ones that I'm holding long term. I hold other coins, but typically they'll usually be like cash grabs or something like short term. But those are some of my favorite long term positions. And this is simply one of the this is kind of like my insurance policy. Because I do believe that these coins are going to develop. I believe the crypto market is going to expand. I do believe we're going to hit 10 trillion one day. And I do believe there's catalysts coming up over the next 10 years that we don't know about right now, and that are only going to help and play in a positive manner to these coins. So I believe that some of these projections are going to be low. And so I keep that in mind, saying, hey, okay, if the market simply expanded at the rate that it's doing now, which I believe will hit 10 trillion before 10 years, but that's another conversation. But if the market expands at the rate that it is now, what would that potentially propel these coins to without any of the catalysts? So I kind of use this as like my measuring stick, even though I believe some of my favorite coins are going to outperform these numbers. So, and just to kind of give you like some insight, when I'm looking at long term, that's something that I'm looking for as well, like competitive advantage, catalyst that's going on, different integration, because I look at integration, whether that is in businesses or a country adopting it, like acceptance into certain fields, revenues of like a company, like they're saying, hey, we're going to invest this much in a Dogecoin, or you can, like the Mavericks thing, we're going to allow you to buy merch with Dogecoin, stuff like that. I always look at that because I believe that the more roots you have down, the more stable the community and the tree can be. And I think that a lot of these coins, I think a lot of people are impatient right now, but I think that if you look over the last year or last 6 months, you'll see tremendous progress on some of these meme coins as far as for the foundation that they're laying to sustain themselves over the next few years. I think that outside of the people who are impatient that they couldn't get rich within like 30 days or something like that, but if you look at the catalyst and the progress that has happened over the last year, I don't think anyone can be upset about that and say that, okay, this is going nowhere, or this hasn't been progressive, and this seems like it's running into a dead end. There's been way too much progress that's been made over the last year. So I can only imagine what's going to happen over the next few years, the next 5 years. So as these companies, these coins grow and build their communities and get the adaptation that they need to move into different areas. So when you're looking into coins, or if you're looking at some of the to invest for long term, I always recommend looking at the top 10 first if you're looking for long term. Now, there are some coins out there that are going to do some amazing returns, and I think that's what's kind of throwing off the community. There are coins out there right now that probably haven't came out yet, or they're literally sleepers that are going to give some amazing returns. And I'm not saying you shouldn't invest in anything if they're not in the top 10, but just kind of balance your portfolio. Say, okay, well, I have my what I believe to be for sure things, and then I have these that I believe that have the potential. Like, you always have to ask yourself, you're injecting money, am I investing or am I gambling? Like, those are very important questions you need to ask yourself, because there is a difference. And just because you put your money into something that has the potential to give you a return, it doesn't necessarily classify as investing. Like, you can do the same thing with blackjack. This has the potential to give me 10x or whatever the case may be. But it's gambling. It's not investing. So just make sure you do your research and split up your portfolio. And I think that if you have exposure to some of the cryptocurrencies in the top 10, it's going to balance out some of those short-term losses from some of the riskier projects that you're going to take on. But that's just my take. Again, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. Those are some of the price targets that I did by doing a simple multiplier where the market is now and them holding their positions over the next 10 years. Let me know your thoughts on some of your coins that you have and your projections for the next 10 years. I love to hear it. I appreciate all of you. If you found anything that I had to say had value in this video, please consider giving it a like and sharing the video with some friends as we grow the community and build our portfolios together. Also consider subscribing to the channel as we close in on that 40,000 mark. I appreciate all of you. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. And until next time.